GTTN is happy to introduce our new testimonial, Germain Yene. He's working for Gerson Services in Cameroon. Germain, you have a lot of experience with sampling for timber tracking in Central Africa. Could you tell us a bit about your experiences?
First of all, I am a forest engineer by training, and I have been working with timber industry and agro industries since let's say 18 years now. I worked for some logging and processing companies, timber and logging and timber processing companies in Cameroon. And also after that I worked with an international NGOs to support timber industries as well as agro industries in West and Central Africa. Concerning sampling, the first time I worked on sampling, I think it was in 2009 in the frame of a project funded by the former GTZ, which is now called GIZ. And the project was executed by the Tunen Institute. And it was also the first project on sampling in Cameroon at that time. We worked on 2 species. And after that, in 2010 and 2011, I also coordinated a pre-project executed by the Tunen Institute and funded by ITTO. And my job under that pre-project was to sensitize some Central Africa and East Africa countries so that they can agree or accept to participate in the project that was under development. So I also, after that, I did blind test sampling with the Tunen Institute in Central Africa countries in 2013. And from 2014 to 2016, I was in charge of the sampling in 4 countries in Central Africa under the large-scale project executed by Tunen Institute also. And right now, I am finalizing another sampling under a small project also executed by the Tunen Institute, and which is focusing on concession. But on that small project, we are working on DNA and also on isotopes. So as far as my experience is concerned, I can say that I have, let's say, 8 years of experience on sampling in Central Africa mainly, a little bit in West Africa, but mainly in Central Africa.
Germain, from your point of view, what are the challenges for timber tracking and sampling in the framework of the Global Timber Tracking Network?
Some, let's say, major challenges that I can mention here. The first of those challenges, according to me, is how to obtain the contribution and participation of the, let's say, the producer countries in the work that is which is assigned to GTTN. And I'm saying that because currently on the ground we are facing some difficulties or some problems with the forest administration and some other administrations which are involved in that process, because some of them don't until now really understand what is trying to be done as far as traceability based on the using of DNA or isotopes is concerned. So I think without the contribution, the implication of the producer countries, it is possible, it will be a bit difficult to sample, let's say like that, to sample on the field in those countries. Whereas we need the sample to move forward with that approach, that method. So that is one challenge. Another big challenge or main challenge, according to me, is the updating of the database, because I think it's very important. As the market is evolving, it is very, very important also for GTTN to make sure that the database is evolving with the market. If not, we can find ourselves in let's say in some difficulties when maybe we will have to check a species which is trade, maybe, I don't know, in Asia or even in a country here in Europe, but that we don't have the data in the database. So I think it is important to make sure that the database is dynamic, is following the movement or the evolution on the trade, on the market. So I think that is also one of the challenges. And also another challenge is to see or to consider ways to implicate timber industries companies. I'm saying that because once again, on the field, on the ground, when we want to sample, most of the time we need the collaboration, the contribution of timber industries. Even if you have the agreement of the Forest Administration, you will still need the contribution of timber industries, industry companies. So I think to move forward, to make sure that we can sample easily, taking into consideration the protocols and all the requirements that we need to follow, I think it will be useful for us, or for GTTN, to make sure that logging companies are involved, understanding what is trying to be done and all those things. So it is important to make sure that we have timber industry companies on board.
Considering the challenges you mentioned, what should realistically be the priorities for the global timber tracking network in the short term, but also in the long-term perspective?
I think that one of the most important is to adapt or to increase the data from different species in the database. I think it is very, very important to make sure that in a short term this can be done. Even if it is true that the database will be always adapted, taking into consideration the movement or the dynamics on the market. Also on the short term, I think we should consider, or GTTN should consider whether or consider how to bring or to obtain the contribution, the acceptance and the contribution of the different countries, mainly the producer countries, as I said before. Also, the question of the improvement of the resolution of the methods, I think, is also something that should be considered. But maybe in meantime, not in short term, maybe in mid or long term. This should be that aspect should be taken into consideration. And also in the short term, GTN need to put in place a communication strategy and try to effectively communicate, explain to the different parties, mainly the governments and the logging companies, clarify things to them so that the network can obtain their full contribution. And on the long term, in the long term, I think there is issues on training which need to be addressed. I think in the long term, based on what I'm seeing now on the field, many countries will start demanding to have local experts and even to have locally equipment so that they can do some work locally. It is not in some countries it is already a major concern, but for some other countries it is not a concern for the moment. But in the future, according to what I'm seeing, the discussion that I'm having with the administration, it will be a main concern in the future, in some years coming. So,
and what about the long-term perspective?
Long-term perspective, I think the question, the concern about the installation of the equipment locally, I think it is one thing that we can try to take into consideration for the long-term perspective, because I know that it needs investment, it needs money. So in a short term, it is a bit difficult to say that realistically you can do it as quickly as they want. But we can explain them that in the long-term perspective, it is possible it will be possible to work on that concern of training and equipment of local structure.